I'm going to fool Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Obviously, the Jets know something that, the people up there don't.
Fullback, hello. Roger Vick, Jeff Lageman.
Jets just don't understand the draft all about.
Blair Thomas, running back, Penn State. Johnny Mitchell. The New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady. Vernon Golston.
Cleveland traded the 5th pick to the New York Jets. And with the 5th pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
D. Milner. Smith. Jets select quarterback Christian Hackenberg.
Sam Darnold.
The New York Jets select Zach Wilson.
Future Pro Bowler, Elijah Moore.
Michael Carter, running back.
All right. 10 o'clock. Here it comes. We're ready to start the late night portion of the stream extravaganza. Welcome to the 10 o'clock mock. I am GreenBean, and that guy right there is all lubed up. He's ready to go, not only because he spends all year doing exactly this, but because he just did an hour stream digging into this mock season. Dom C, everybody. How you doing, my good friend? You ready to go?
I'm good, Bean. How are you, pal? I like this view a lot better. I think your setup here through StreamYard is a lot better than the thing that Ryan uses.
What? So
I like
his
profile is what I'm saying. I look pretty.
Well, he had your face a little closer because he zoomed. He cuts it a little piece out. I thought you looked good, though. I thought you looked clear. It actually stood out to me. You know what I do like? You recently you kind of catty cornered your camera a little bit, so you see a little bit. Yeah, I got to tell you, it's fresh.
It's fresh.
So it is. It's like it's fresh crispy.
Yeah.
It's like this piece of celery, Dom. That's it. It's very snappy.
Yes,
snappy
sir.
Snaps. So, Dom, you know what bothers me about that intro? It's not that, Ken O'Brien, obviously the Jets up here know something that the fans up here don't, all that kind of shit. It's like, it's crazy, crazy, crazy. But then they made, like when they get former Jets players that we love to announce a pick, and they give Chad Pennington Hackenberg pick. And, that's what's funny. It's like, when Elijah or when whoever like Nick Mangold goes up there and we take a lineman and we get Bilal Powell or whoever and they take a running back, and it's interesting how they kind of know, like Lavernius Coles does Elijah Moore. It's like, how'd you know? You know what I mean? Ahead of time.
And maybe they did. Maybe it's just shit luck.
Every year,
it's just shit luck.
Pretty amazing shit luck, buddy. That's
so
we'll
see who's picking this year. Now I'm going to look for it. Now it's going to be like on the forefront of our mind. But like, oh fuck, there's Vinny Testaverde. We're taking an injured quarterback. We're taking Tyler Shuck in the second round.
Right. Or like they do get Ray. I saw you talking about Ray Mickens' kid in the previous stream, and it's like you get him up there, a little 5'7" Ray Mickens, and he's like Ty Williams. It's like it just doesn't make sense. Anywho, dude. Hey, guys, I'm happy that you are all here. As you know, this is the portion of our Monday night mock stream fest where you get to make the picks. So we will talk. Dom and I obviously have to talk, or else it'd be very, very boring. But we'll talk. We'll put up some choices in the poll, and you guys make the selections. Now, this theme for this week is no trades. It was really funny too, because there were some comments, but I also get some DMs, Dom. People say, I put up like no trade up to the first, trade Quinnen Williams, whatever. And the no trades thing was like crushing it. And I got two DMs, and they're like, dude, everybody in this fan base is crazy. And I'm like, well, remember This isn't the be all end all. It's just this week. It's just an idea that we're going to explore. And that's what I want to tell the chat. Do not forget that the main reason that the 10 o'clock mock was created in the first place was to have a forum where we can explore different ideas. What does it look like if we do the thing that we never would do? You know, like I love trading, particularly trading back. The more picks, the better for GreenBean. So it's one of those things where like just sticking and picking with 8 picks, you know, and then sometimes you get more like 9, 10 picks. I'm like, oh my God, that you got to trade up in the third. You know what I mean? You got like, that's just how I see it. So like doing something like this, where it's a stick and pick, no matter what offers you get, it forces you to look at things in a certain way. So that's why we do it every week. We put out a Twitter poll. You guys let me know exactly what you want to explore this week. We try not to do duplicates, so it's always trying to be kind of fresh if we can. And then we come in here with the theme, and then we do the picks. So that's what we're doing. We're not doing any trades for this particular mock, and then once again, we will put the 4 selections or sometimes 3 on the, you know, in the poll. You guys will have 3 minutes to vote on that. I highly recommend getting your voice heard as many times as you can. Just vote in the polls. Toward the end, if we're running low on time, kind of a thing, we'll knock it down to 2 minutes or what have you. But that's basically the whole spiel, right, Dom? So what are we? What sim are we using? You guys had some issue. We were planning on doing Draft Buzz, but it is fickle, man. It is.
Yeah. So we ran it 3 times, and 3 times it took guys that probably won't get taken on you know, before day 3 in like 3 of the first spots. Like there was guys like both quarterbacks, Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter, were all available at 7.
Yeah,
Ryan's like, I'm not
like, come on.
So I do have Draft Buzz up, and we can try it. And then if it starts acting up again, what I'll do is, since they use Draft Buzz and then we use PFF, then I'll go to like the mock draft database or something like that. We'll just switch.
There you go. All right, but here's the settings that give you the best chance on
Get
Draft
ahead.
Buzz.
Let me present my screen, and
There you go. Dom's going to share his screen, and we'll try. It sucks too because Draft Buzz far and away the best look. You know, the best kind of opening up the breakdowns and how everything is organized. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous, Dom. So, all right, you go back up to the top. So, okay, we want the 25, obviously 7 rounds, 60 seconds per round is pretty good. Low random, right? You want it to be all the way down there at 1.
Yep.
Then,
and
okay.
I have the trades off and Draft Buzz rankings.
And Draft Buzz rankings. So if you have the consensus rankings, it's madness. There are guys rated like 170 and they're in the top 5. You're like, all right, what are we doing?
Well, that's what we dealt with.
Yeah.
So let's enter this draft and see what
happens.
happens.
This gives us the best chance. So, okay, we're going to start the draft, everybody. I want to
remember there's no trades, guys. There
no
is
trades
no
tonight.
Trades. And I will start the draft. What do you say, Bean?
I say go. Now, guys, I dropped a poll in there real quick. I just want to get your thoughts about this newer story about Garrett Wilson's. All of a sudden, very, very happy to be here. Dom, do me a favor. Knock that ad off on the bottom right, if you could. Yeah, little X. I believe it's on the top there. Top right. Little blue guy. There he is.
This?
Yeah, I think so.
Whoops. No, that's not it.
Let me see. Oh, that's an arrow.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get it out of here.
All right. I don't know what's going on here. Look at that bullshit, huh?
Yeah. Sorry about that, but I can't get it out of there.
All right. So,
I
just want to get your thoughts.
This one worked.
All right. So let's see the first 6 picks, if you wouldn't mind.
Travis Hunter to Tennessee. Abdul Carter to Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders to the Giants. Kelvin Banks, the first tackle off the board, to New England. Mason Graham to Jacksonville. Cam Ward to the Raiders. So arguably, I mean, roundabout, this makes sense.
It does make sense. Like, look, there's a consensus that the quarterbacks are going 1 and 2. That's not necessarily the case, especially with guys like Hunter and Carter there.
Yeah.
You can totally see teams being enamored with, you know, what could really be the best player in the entire draft. If you don't love the quarterback, but you love Travis Hunter, hey, man, why not? Right? Or Abdul Carter for that matter. So that makes some sense to me. I don't think both quarterbacks are making it past the New York Giants, though. So that also makes sense.
I agree with that, GreenBean. I know there's a lot of hoopla right about now and this, that, and the other thing. Whether or not Tennessee picks number one or not, I still don't think the quarterbacks are getting past 3. And that's not saying that I think they're 2 of the best 3 players in the class, but that's just what happens to quarterbacks.
Yeah, right. I mean, they're gonna go. I mean, like if it was really based on talent and like, you know, positional value wasn't there, they might be mids, you know, or maybe even out of the first, you know, or what have you. But their quarterback is the most important position, and the truth is both guys are good. You know, it's not like they're dog shit. You know,
Correct.
They're just maybe a little concerning to use. You know, to bank your whole, especially for a new coach and new GM, to bank your careers on them.
Yep.
E-Boogie checking in. He goes, he prefer delusional over realistic is much more fun. I am with you, E-Boogie. I love it. And then Oregon checking in says, this draft sucks.
Already.
Right on, dude. Get it started real quick. And we're about to start it. Just, I asked that question. Do you believe the rumor Garrett Wilson is happier now that Aaron Glenn is here and A-Rod is gone? The top answer was, I honestly have no idea, 48%. Totally true, 33%. Total bullshit, 15%, and I'm a Cardinals fan and I don't care with 2%. Good stuff. All right, Dom, let us start this. So we're going to start it.
So let's talk about who we want to throw in here, Bean. We're throwing 3 or 4?
We'll do 4.
Please hit stop on the ad. Guys, I'm trying to close this thing and it's not giving me the X to close it here.
I know. It's annoying. That's annoying in and of itself, right, everybody?
Yeah.
Am I right or am I right, guys?
At least it's stopped. So you don't see the ad moving.
Yeah. All right. So we got Tet McMillan. I think that's going to start us off, right? Wide receiver.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, if the board fell like this, I think you can feasibly take 4 guys and
give me your 4 guys.
I mean, Tet McMillan is going to be up there. I think Tyler Warren is probably going to be, you know, in consideration on the table.
I agree.
You know, I think probably one of these edge rushers, whether it's a Mike Green or something like that.
I think Pierce. So did you agree with me? You think Pierce is going to get plucked before Green?
Not necessarily. I think there's going to probably be, you know, there's going to be teams that value Pierce more because of his skill set. He's more of a traditional outside linebacker, like 3-4 outside linebacker. He can do a lot more in coverage, whereas Mike Green's more of your traditional hand in the dirt 4-3 defensive end. So their skill sets are different. So, you know, you could talk about one of them. You could talk about Will Johnson, even though I think it wouldn't be the best allocation of resources to take another top 10.
But a lot of people do, so we'll throw them in there. I have to agree with you.
And then you could talk about, I mean, again, another way I wouldn't go, but if you want to talk about the offensive lineman, I mean, Will Campbell or Armand Membu, you know, can probably come in there. I think Will Campbell's probably better suited as a guard, but if you wanted to try him at tackle, you know, there's him. I think that Armand Membu is another
which one? You said Campbell, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, Campbell's my highest rated offensive lineman in this class. He's 15th overall, but I see him as a guard. Again, not necessarily saying that he's definitely going to play guard. I think that's going to be his best position.
Okay. So that's our list, everybody, for pick 7. We have Tet McMillan, wide receiver. We have Tyler Warren, tight end. Will Johnson, defensive back. And Will Campbell, offensive tackle. I'll just put him because that's what he's listed. We'll put him at tackle. So that's our poll. We're going to get 3 minutes. It's up, everybody. Get your votes in. While you're doing that, don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe if you haven't. If you're out there on Twitter, we got a nice little crew on X platform right now.
Yeah.
So don't forget to give us a follow. Dom C is also very active on the Twitter X, which is DC_NY Jets. That's Dom C. So, yeah, I'm really interesting. I see Paul Boy Green Esden in the house.
Yes,
Saying,
sir.
Green Bean Dom C, what the flying mock? I like what you did there, Paul. You handsome mother mockers. Look at this guy. He's like,
He's such a wordsmith, that guy.
Brilliant. I see. I can't come up with that kind of shit. I'm always just, I just drop the F-bomb and say, I'll apologize.
You're a stuttering prick. We get it.
Yeah, I just apologize later.
Yeah.
Paul's, he's got a whole different tier. He's a whole different tier of wordsmithery.
Yeah. So GreenBean, while the clock's going, let me ask you a question. We picked 4 names, and 3 of them happen to be offensive. Are you on the camp that you think we should lean one way or another?
No, I'm not necessarily. Like, there are years that I am.
Well, this is a much, much stronger defensive draft than offensive draft.
Correct. But I do believe that 2 of the players up there are arguably the best, among the best choices that we could make at pick 7, and they happen to be on offense, and Tet and Ty Warren. Yeah. The thing is, Dom, I really want, like, you look at our wide receiver core outside of Garrett Wilson, it's dusty. You look at our tight ends, we got Ruckert under contract. We need a right tackle. So there's a lot there, and I really want, like, it's time. I'm hoping with our new young offensive coordinator that we do some focusing on the actual offense, become a 21st century offense. So I'm with you, and I think more of my draft would probably end up being defense. Yeah. But right here, I'm taking the best player I think can give me the impact, and 2 of those happen to be offensive.
Yeah, I voted. I'm not going to tell you who I voted for, but I have a feeling this one's going to be a landslide.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. We'll let a few more votes come in. I got 72 votes. We got 165 folks in here. So a lot of you guys didn't vote yet. I know some of you are watching us on your living room TV or bedroom TV because wives love that shit. Why not? She's like, yeah, let's watch GreenBean and Dom C in bed. Yeah. Honey, you're going to love these guys. I tell you, I promise. But anyway, you can vote on the TV, but the truth is that I need my wife to do it, so I get it when people don't. I'm like, hey, real quick, vote on this for me. Hit the like button for me.
Honey, wake up. Yeah, I gotta know. Do you there's a big fatty on the board. I gotta get him.
I gotta let my voice be heard in the 5th. Yeah. All right. We got 4 seconds here, Dom. 3, 2, 1, and we're gonna end it. And the poll, it's a complete and utter landslide. We got Tet McMillan with 66%. Now, Tyler Warren got 18, so he was next, but he is in a different neighborhood. So, Tet McMillan it is. I think it's a great pick, Dom.
Yeah. If the board fell like this, I don't think that you could really make a big argument against it, right? Now, the question is, and this isn't this theme of this mock, but if the board fell like this and the Jets are like, we're not into it. Like, is Tet McMillan one of those guys that you think somebody could trade up for?
Ooh, that's interesting. I think so. Because I think, like, would you say that he's far and away? Like, he's the clear one, right? But would you say that he's far and away, like the Ibukas and the Burdens and the, of the world, like the next group?
I happen to really, really like Emeka Egbuka. I think Emeka Egbuka is closer to wide receiver 1 than he is to wide receiver 3. That being said, Tet McMillan is a completely different type of receiver. And I think, although very high on Egbuka, I think that Tet McMillan's skill set would complement Garrett Wilson very well. So there's an argument to be made for either one. As a matter of fact, on Paul Boy Green's show this morning, we did a little trade down, and I ended up taking Emeka Egbuka at 15. And I got plastered for it. Lambasted.
Yeah.
All right.
The Boy Green crew wasn't into it. So I just wanted to say, Colin, I'm actually with you. Like there has to be a specific breakdown for me to get there, but I'm not against that. Like if Tet's gone and you know, and like we're looking at like BPA at a position of need, Starks is in the conversation for him, but I have a sneaking suspicion that safeties are going to slip.
Well, guess what? Guess what? Your sneaky suspicion was right because Starks is still on the board here.
See that? So there you go, Colin. So you
and like, I see people
slipping.
You know what I mean? In the chat saying bullshit, no way. Listen, I will say this. If I had to bet every dime that I have in my wallet, which is probably about right now about $14.86.
Right.
No, if I had to bet money that Starks would be here for us in the second round, I'd bet no. However, I don't know if Starks is going to go as high as everyone's thinking.
Yeah, like top 10, top 15.
He could easily go in the bottom half of round one.
Correct.
You know, and mocks are make believe. I get that, but there's a lot of guys who do this for a living. You know, the Daniel Jeremiahs of the world and so on and so forth who have Starks. Some of them don't even have him as first safety coming off the board.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, so that's the whole thing. It's like, look, when we're looking at it, the truth is I don't look at the ratings like in the sim. I see them sometimes, but I don't look at them, right? I try to like develop as best I can my own thoughts, right? Like I don't give a shit that the sim has him rated 230. If I want him at 106, I'll fucking take him at 100. You know what I mean? That's kind of the way it goes. But like every year we talk about no way he's going to be there. No way he's getting taken that early. And weird shit happens every single year. That said, we're just pre-combine. Wait till after the combine. A lot of things are going to shift as is standard. So we'll kind of see a little bit about these guys as well. I wanted to say thank you to my good buddy eBoogie gifting 5 Stream Beaner memberships. And those recipients are Sodak, Scott Foster, Ryan S., Franklin Fung, and Jets Worldwide, our buddy Snowball. So congratulations to everybody, and thank you to eBoogie for sharing the love. Let's get into our next pick here, Dom.
Yeah, so we started with Tet McMillan. There's a lot of good guys still on the board, and again, based on this sim, these rankings at 26, 29, you know, for these top guys on the board wouldn't be crazy if a 26th ranked guy fall. Take away the fact that it's Malachi Starks. Like I said, do I think he's going to last to our pick in the second round? No.
But he's going to get close. He could get closer than we're thinking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I think we're going to start with him, you know, on the board. Jihad Campbell's here.
Yeah.
He's my 7th ranked player in the class. I would, you know, listen, maybe 7's a little rich, but if you told me we traded down into the middle of round 1, like that would be my target. Call me crazy, you know, argue with a wall if you want, but that's the type of player I think he is. I think he's that good. So I'd put Jihad Campbell on here, and then I'd look at the defensive line, GreenBean, and you got Derek Harmon, who's a little versatile. He's not your true one tech, but
yeah, you know, I was watching him. I was going to say he's more of a. They've even bounced him outside.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. I think his best fit in the pros are going to be like a defensive end in a 3-4.
Look at let's do this, Tom. Is you okay with putting Tyleek Williams there?
Or Alfred Collins if you want one of those big guys, because I think
Alfred Collins too.
So I'm fine with either of those guys.
Let's put Alfred Collins for fun.
Yeah, sure.
I'm a big Ty Williams. It was kind of the first guy really that I dug into because it was all this Mason Graham craziness. And I'm like, let me look into the next batch, you know, because I have an issue. I got to really pay attention. I got to be aware of it. Like if everybody loves somebody, I just find myself not wanting them. That's like, and I got to make sure I don't do that. So anyway, I fell in love with Ty Williams right away. I'll put Alfred Collins up there because I like him a bunch too.
And then I think we throw Jackson Dart on there just to cure those quarterback truthers who might be interested and think that this is a good spot for a quarterback.
All right. I mean, shit. If you can get your starting quarterback in the second round, everybody. All right, here it comes. This is a pretty defensive heavy second round, other than the quarterback. So let me start the timer. Once again, we got Malachi Starks, everybody. Shit. Come on. There it is.
Yeah, and I see Sean the Jetsfan saying, I like the D tackle from Toledo. Well, let me tell you about that D tackle from Toledo, Sean the Jetsfan. His name's Darius.
Shit. Sorry, we'll do. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay. That's okay.
Go ahead.
His name is Darius Alexander. And I've been a fan of his since the fall. I started tweeting about him early on, and damn it, America's catching up. Yeah, he's a really
What's his name, Dom? I'm sorry.
Darius Alexander.
Okay.
He's a real special talent. He's about 6'3". He's about 315 pounds. He's a converted offensive tackle. What does that mean? Being a defensive tackle? I'll tell you what it means, GreenBean. He understands what the tackles are trying to do. He understands how to use his hands. He understands how to counter. He sets guys up. He can play anywhere along the defensive line. At the Senior Bowl, they had him lining up on 2 feet as an outside linebacker. They couldn't stop him. I love the guy. The only catch, if you will, is that he's a 6th-year senior. So that's going to hurt him. He's going to be 25 into his first contract, and that's going to be a no-no for some people. But
yeah, now Jake is saying he wants Campbell. Pointed out we missed out on Campbell for a safety last week. Only difference is this isn't Watts. This is Starks. In my opinion, a better prospect. A little bit more even. That was a lot better prospect. That was our big regret last week. We were like, shit. And we had that trade back, so we had another pick, and it was 13 picks. We were hoping, I think Watts might have made it.
Yeah.
Campbell didn't.
Yeah.
So E-Boogie says, I want a fatty DT.
So does GreenBean.
That's right. You know it, E-Boogie. Hey, Don, let me tell you, E-Boogie and I align on so many things, man. We think a lot alike.
E-Boogie, you like fullbacks? E-Boogie?
What'd you say?
I asked E-Boogie, does he like fullbacks too?
No, I don't like fullbacks. You're just busting my balls. That's going to the extreme. Now, I do love my fucking tight ends, though, Don.
Yeah.
Got to make sure we don't forget those guys in this draft.
That's right. Well, you know what? I know we didn't include any here, but let's look at the boards left us here. Yeah, I mean, listen, you got Fannin. He probably won't be there by the time we pick again. And any of these guys here will. Gunnar Helm, Elijah Arroyo, again, very talented receiving type. Big, long injury history in college. Just came out that he's not going to test at the combine because of a knee
what injury. Are these guys doing? They got
he got another knee injury, man.
Oh, at the Senior Bowl, right?
Yep.
Oh, well, that you can understand that. Who am I? All right, let me see how it went. Malachi Starks took 46% of the vote, everybody. Jihad Campbell came in second with 29%. Jackson Dart got 14%. Alfred Collins, the big DT, 8%. 8%. So, okay.
8%.
So we got Malachi Starks. Look at us addressing needs with the best players on the board. I gotta say I'm not unhappy.
You're not unhappy, I bet. Yeah, I mean you're a big Starks fan though. I mean,
I am. He's my guy.
Yeah,
he's my guy. You know what though? And talking about the tight ends, I gotta say there's a few tight ends I like more than Fannin. You start to nitpick and get into these kind of crazy little wormholes and shit. But I got to be honest. Loveland, I like more than Fannin. I also I like Arroyo. I'd say that I kind of have them together. But you know who I like? And I've told you this is Mason Taylor.
Yeah.
Because I like him. I mean, right now, I think he's a little bit more raw. But I think he's got potential to surpass. It's all about the coaching, man. That's the whole thing, Dom.
Yeah. So he is he's to me, when I watched his film, especially this year, like just the lack of effective run blocking just kind of put me in I feel like I'm looking at another Jeremy Ruckert with a little bit more speed and a little bit more pass chops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just can't take the whiffs on the kick out blocks. I can't take my
That's the thing.
tight ends being on their back.
They gotta be able, right, Dom. I know that's a rub sometimes. Like when they have so much pass catching prowess, and then you look at them in the block and you're like, oh, come on, buddy. You know, I want to love you. Yeah. But Luis Sanchez, we're gonna remember this and hold you to it. He's gonna run around nude if Stark somehow makes it to our PC. What's PC?
Our pick?
Our pick. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's going to be like, yeah, I meant run around nude in my house. That's all right, Lewis.
All right, we're up here on round 3, GreenBean.
All right.
So we got a wide receiver and we got a safety.
Indeed, we did.
We still need some big bodies up and down.
Let's take a look at the big board, see what they're showing us.
All right, so I'm going to take Jaden Higgins out of the equation because we got a receiver already, right? Devin Neal's a running back. Do we want to take a running back on day 2? Probably not with our stable that we have. That's just my opinion. Chris Paul's an interesting one, GreenBean. You familiar with Chris Paul? Have you watched him?
No, I have not.
He's a
Sodak likes him.
Yeah, he's a really, really good linebacker. And, you know, is he the biggest? No, he's probably about 6'1.5", 6'2".
What's his weight, though, Dom?
240 pounds.
Okay, I like him.
Yeah.
At least
he's a transfer. He started at Arkansas. I think it was Arkansas or Alabama before he moved over to Ole Miss. He's a really good athlete. But what I like about him is what he does inside the tackle box. Like he plays like a linebacker. You know what I mean? He's not, and this is no shade on Jamie and Sherwood because I like Sherwood as well. But you know, some of those newer age linebackers that are, you know, really light and play sideline to sideline, they kind of avoid and duck and avoid blockers. Not Chris Paul. Chris Paul takes them on like the old school GreenBean with the forearm shiver and takes care of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I like it.
So, and he's a really good, he's a short tackler, less than a 5% missed tackle rate last year. You know, yeah, it's a little short, but I could deal with that, you know? So he's an interesting one, you know? I think this is a fair spot that you talk about a guy like Chris Paul. Ozzie Trapillo, if you want to fill that right tackle for me, I think is a slam dunk in here. I think he can be a starter.
Wait, hold on. I somehow refreshed or something and I cleared my whole thing. Third round, we had Chris Paul, linebacker. We had, who was the next one we had?
I don't know what's going on here. I think this site is screwed up because all these guys are available to draft.
Wait, what just happened?
I have no idea. We're up here for 92, if you see right here. But then the board says we're on the clock. Yeah, so I don't know who was taken, who wasn't, GreenBean.
That's fucking weird. All right. So we had, who were we just talking about there?
Chris Paul.
Yeah, we got him. You said
Ozzie Trapillo.
Okay. How about this? How about, why don't we go bold?
Okay.
Why don't we throw Tez Johnson in there for like, I saw that comment and it made it why don't we see if the Jets want to do that? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, we got no wide receivers. You get a nice slot guy, you get a nice shift, fucking get this guy Gibson off the team.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Go ahead. I would just leave it at 3 here. Because honestly, I don't know anyone. I don't know what happened with the site. I didn't do anything.
Nice tight ends. Let's look at the tight ends. See if they got Tyler Warren still up there.
Yeah, they got all of them.
Jesus Christ.
So this site seems a little screwy right now, but just put the 3. Let's see if maybe we make a pick, it fixes itself. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
All right, we'll do exactly that. So we got a 3-banger. Everybody, I'm going to start the timer. You know, I mean, come on. Why you got to fuck around with us, this site? We're trying to give you props, and they don't like it. Was that you, Lewis, that did that? Somebody said, hey, why don't we go bold? I said, yeah, or like something like that. But I like it. I don't think Corley sucks, though, dude. I think, look, one thing I can tell you, whether or not he does, basing it on the opinion of our most recent offensive staff is a fool's errand. Like, they've developed no one. There's not a single player that they brought into this team. Again, you can say Tippmann, they figured out the high snap thing. Yeah, I'll give it to him. But there's no one else that like came in and they developed on the offensive side of the ball. Not the case on defense. You know, we had a few guys that they developed, and even guys like Quincy Williams, who was thrown into the scrap heap on the waiver wire. So, you know, we were able to kind of take him and JFM and those kinds of guys and develop them. With Sherwood, obviously.
Bryce Huff.
Eccles, Michael Carter, Bryce Huff. So we were able to do a lot on the defensive side. But that offensive side of the ball, man, as a matter of fact, you took guys like Elijah Moore and they, you know, whatever the fuck they were. Denzel Mims, I think they ruined them. You know, you look at Max Mitchell and Carter Warren, they regressed. Ruckert regressed. You know, I don't know what they're doing over there. So whatever their opinion is, I think fresh start. That's what I think.
Yeah, I'd happen to agree with that, GreenBean, especially since they used early capital on him. Let's see what this coaching staff, if they have a role, or if they can develop him. And if he doesn't, then you know what? If it's another season of he can't see the field and really can't, you know, get involved in the offensive scheme, then it might be time to talk about him, you know, really just being a bust. But I'm not there yet on him.
Yeah. And look, you can't, I mean, in my opinion, like, look, some guys, maybe they don't do, you know, every little detail, right? But they get on the field and they're a football player. Like, you have to be able to, and look, in the preseason, you got to give him heavy workload, in my opinion. You got to see what he does. And as long as he's in the neighborhood of where the quarterback wants to throw the ball, and when he gets the ball, he turns on that Yak King thing that he does, and he's making an 8-yarder into a 17-yarder, that kind of a thing. Pretty consistently. I don't give a shit about his, you know, the nuances of his game. You know, you just get him. It's like Wayne Corbett. You know, like not Wayne Corbett was. But he wasn't supposed to make it by everybody's metrics. And you know what? He just got open. He just caught everything. And guess what? He just knew how to get to the end zone. Like, I don't know fucking why. He was slower, smaller, you know? All right, the timer's up and the poll is ending. A little bit closer, but Ozzie Trupillo, offensive tackle, comes on down to New York Jets land, Dom C.
So let's see what happens when we pick them. If this is going to screw everything up or not. Boom.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is
the draft.
Yeah, it's like it keeps going back to the first. You see that? Pick 4, pick 5. That's what's going on here. Look at our selections. Where are our selections? Why are we the Cardinals?
I have no idea. I'm not doing anything here, buddy.
This is some bullshit.
Yeah, well, let's see. Let's pick the Jets. There we go. This is going to take forever.
Yeah, this is not good. This is the last time we're giving this sim a chance. This is it. Because we can't start over. We're 41 minutes into this thing.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, while we're doing this, will lead me to, I don't know if you guys know, but we have 1 week left of the most amazing deal in sports wagering history. BetUS, everybody, is offering you a 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. All you have to do is go to BetUS. Just Google BetUS. It's going to take you right there. When you're signing up, use the promo code YouTube150, and that's going to get you that 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. Guys, it's America's favorite sports book, and that is for good reason. They got everything. Everything that you could possibly want. Imagine this, prop bets on swimming. What does it mean? What does it look like? Nobody knows. You got to go in there and see it for yourself. BetUS, guys, the most amazing offer. They've been with us all season. They're still here now, but they won't be here forever. So take advantage of it right now. YouTube 150, everybody. Thank you to BetUS for hanging out with us. This site sucks, Robbie Oak. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it was good. Look there, it was going pretty smoothly, and then it just decided to say, now we're not going to be able to see what
it's. I mean, it's just making random picks for us, like Jordan Phillips here.
All right.
We gotta. I'm going to the mock draft database, buddy.
All right, we got to back out, but then we got to go quick.
We're gonna go very quick. We're gonna pick.
Apologies, everybody. That's kind of dog shit right there.
Yeah. So let me do this. Let me present and stop.
A little bit of Dookie. That sucks. We had a good draft going. We had Tet McMillan. We had Malachi Starks. We had Ozzie Trupillo. You know, I'd be very, very, very happy.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Are you kidding me?
Ugh, I'll tell you. You know what I mean?
What are you gonna do, man?
What are you doing, Robbie? You know, like, what are you gonna do? You see that it wasn't Dom. Like, look, I'm fairly confident that nothing Dom did changed us mid-draft from the Jets to the Cardinals.
or just added all the players back to the pool. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Take Tyler Warren.
Take Travis Hunter in the third.
All right. So we're back, folks. We are back.
All right. Let's try to blow through these. Like, let's at least see if we can get Tet in the first.
Yep.
Start that there.
No, we can't get Tet.
We can't get him. Jesus.
We can get it. We can get Abdul Carter.
All right, let's do a quickie. We're gonna do a 1 minute Abdul Carter and Tyler Warren.
No, we're not gonna take Abdul Carter. We're just gonna. Listen. Who was on the board last time? Just take Tet out of the equation. It was
Tyler Warren was the next.
All right, Tyler Warren's gonna be the pick.
Okay,
Tyler Warren.
Look at Malachi Starks way up there. He's never making it in this sim, dude. They got him as the 14th overall player, Dom C.
Yeah. And we're going to reject all these trades. Reject, and reject. And let me close that. Okay, so we could take Jihad Campbell. He was our pick, right? In the second round instead of Malachi Carter.
He was the second. Yep. So we'll take Jihad Campbell.
And then we can start fresh here, just like we never lost.
Okay, there you go.
Unless you want to just take, if what's-his-face is on the board, we could take the tackle here as well. And we're back.
Ozzie Trupillo is there. We'll take him.
But since we don't have the wide receiver that we took in round one, maybe we want to consider a wide receiver here too. Just saying. So the wide receivers don't really look great here. I don't think there's a lot of value here in round three. These ads stink. So for me, I would pass on wide receiver. I'll leave it up to you if you want to throw one in there. But
who's there?
There's listen, Torrey Horton's coming off 2 years consecutive of an injury. Ty Felton's a nice receiver, but he's kind of like a deep threat, kind of stretch the field type of guy. Pat Bryant's a clogger, kind of like your Kenny Golladay type X build wide receiver. No one else here is really of a lot of interest to me at this point, to be honest with you.
No Savion Williams?
No, he's gone. So let's look at the tackles here. Trapillo is still here.
All right, let's do that because that was the pick that we took. We're close. So just go ahead and take Trapillo and we'll move on to our fourth round pick.
Okay. We're back, baby.
All right, we're back. It's a little bit different. Instead of Tet, we got Ty. Instead of Starks, we got Campbell. So, I mean, that really, I'm sorry, everybody. It's just, I mean, that's
not our fault. Yep. Not our fault.
It technically is because we picked that bullshit sim.
I don't know what this means, Duncan. If you can explain to me, I'd be happy to listen to you because I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, you got to like engage. Ask your wife. She's probably smarter than you. I mean, that's my dynamic.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I know nothing. I know how to turn the machine on and turn it off. That's about it. So that being said,
it's like 2005 AOL, and that's funny, dude. Well done, though, Duncan. You know, look, levity, everybody, levity.
That's it. All right, so where do we want to go here, GreenBean? All right, so we got a tight end, we got a linebacker, and we got a tackle. It's a good start. We still need some beef on the defensive side of the ball.
Indeed, we do.
So the defensive line
safeties.
We got Joshua Farmer. I love Joshua Farmer. I absolutely love Joshua Farmer. I think he's gonna be a guy at 315 pounds, 6'2", with 35.5-inch arms. He's a guy that's gonna play in the league for a long time. So I definitely put him on there. We can look at the edges as well. Kyle Kennard's not my favorite.
Jamari Caldwell is a fan favorite. You want to go with Farmer and shake it up? What pick is this, Dom?
This is pick 109.
Okay.
So put them both there, or do you want to not split the?
No, we can split it. So let's do Jamari Caldwell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like it.
They are different types of defensive linemen too, if we're being fair.
Yeah, so let's do. So Jamari Caldwell's a one tech.
Yes.
And what would you say was Joshua Farmer?
He can do a little bit of everything. Like
three tech.
He can play 3 tech. He could play 5 tech in a 3-man front. He's the guy. I don't know if you remember. I interviewed him first in the Senior Bowl. He has talked with the Jets. He's the one who told me that if I had my choice, and these guys never say this. He said, if I had my choice, the Jets are the team I want to play for. I want to play next to Jermaine again.
Oh no! See, that carries value with GreenBean, everybody.
So
let's look at the safeties.
Yeah, Kevin Winston, great. Andrew Makuba, great.
Yeah. Right. All right.
So you want to throw a safety on there? I'm fine with that as well.
Let's throw Andrew Makuba.
Okay.
Mukuba. I always want to put an A there. All right. Mukuba.
And then you still have Will Howard and Kyle McCord if you want to throw a quarterback on there as well. Quinn Ewers. I mean, I think this might be a stretch if they'd be available here in round 4.
I'll throw Will Howard up there.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, guys, it's coming. Here's the next poll. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to get your votes in. The timer starts now. I think we zipped through that glitch relatively quickly. We got ahead of this. Not exactly what we had, but it's okay.
Not bad nonetheless.
Yeah, indeed. I'd be happy with this too.
And I think the people in the chat who are saying it's bullshit that Starks is there in the second while you guys win.
Yeah, because he's not there now. I'm telling you, he was. I believe it said this sim had him as the 14th overall player in the draft. But see, now that might be the case, but that still doesn't mean he's going in the top 15 because the positional value, as you guys know, could very well push him down. Look, I love Starks, so believe me when I tell you, I'm not trying to poo-poo the player. I'm just saying, realistically, you see this stuff all the time. You know, guys are sliding. You're like, why? How the hell? Even Jermaine Johnson. We thought Jermaine Johnson was going to be a top 10 pick. He ended up sitting there at 26 with Karlaftis. They were both there.
Yeah, if you remember GreenBean, there was people that were talking about him at taking him at 10.
Yeah, right? Yeah, no doubt. And let me tell you something. If he went at 10 or even in that neighborhood, nobody would have batted an eyelash.
Yeah. Truth. So Lawrence Yance with the message here. Dom, there's no 2nd to 5th round quarterbacks with an above average system quarterback ceiling. So explain to me in the chat if you can what you're defining as a system quarterback ceiling. We don't even know. I mean, frankly, we don't know what kind of system that Engstrom's going to run, right? Other than he's got West Coast principles. You know, if you're saying that they're not they're not starter material. I can't argue with that. I mean, I'm not gonna, outside of the guys, that are gonna go early, in the top half or top 5 picks, and maybe Jackson Dart, I think, can develop into a starter. There's questions on every single else one of them. So I'm with you, Lawrence.
All right. Let's see. How much time we got left? We got 23 seconds, everybody. Let's see how many votes we have. We only have 47 votes. 175 folks sitting in here on YouTube. I wish the Twitter folks could vote. I got to figure out how to do that. And by me, I got to ask Ryan if that's possible. Hey, Ryan, how can we, because I'm old and tired, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Timer is up. We got a couple more votes in there. I'll give it. There's one more. Okay, we got an even 50. So let's see what happened here. Makuba, interesting. I actually thought Caldwell was going to take it, Tom. 37%. Farmer with 25. Caldwell only got 18%, and Will Howard also got 18%. So shorten the timer, Frank. Well, I will once we get to like the 5th round, I'll shorten it to 2 minutes. But nobody, see, look, Franklin, I'm trying to give everybody time to vote. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to encourage. But look at that. So we got ourselves a nice safety in the 4th round. So now we move into, we have 2 5ths and 2 6ths, everybody.
And Caldwell's still on the board.
Look at that. And that's why you don't take them. So we should throw them up there, maybe. But is Farmer still there?
No, Farmer's gone.
Farmer's gone.
Yep.
All right. And what pick number is this, Tom?
This is 146.
Pick 146, the first of our 5ths.
Yep.
So we got Jamari, Caldwell.
Yep. I'll look at the cornerbacks here. Oh, Noel Williams, I think, is a phenomenal player, and I think a phenomenal fit for what we want. Like, this is the kind of guy that I think is going to develop into a starting cornerback for us. Tall, 6'2", long, aggressive, press man guy. I think he happens to be one of my guys. I really like the way he plays. So I would throw him on there.
Hey, let me ask you.
Go ahead.
You bring on Noel Williams. Is that is he a guy that pushes like JBC?
Oh, I think I think if you brought on a guy like Noel Williams, I think it's open competition with him and Stiggers and JBC. And I wouldn't be surprised, considering the scheme that we're stepping into, that Noel Williams wouldn't win that. JBC is probably more fit to play press man than Stiggers is. I think Stiggers might be more of that depth guy, that rotational guy, that special teams guy. But yeah, I think Noel Williams and JBC could have a little tete-a-tete for that cornerback 2 spot.
So Lawrence Yance checked back in. He said he didn't say that there wasn't one. He was asking.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I don't know what I'm not crazy about this class from the top down. That includes Ward and Sanders. They're not my favorite. If we took one, I'd be fine with it. But I'm not I'm of the belief that I don't think either of those guys at the top are franchise changing quarterbacks. So I'm not going to trade up to number 1 to go get them. But if they fell, I'd talk to them. Yeah. And the rest of them, you hope that one of them develops into a low end starter. If not, you're probably getting a guy who's got a Tyrod Taylor trajectory career, who's backup, can fill in, so on and so forth. That's what you're getting in this quarterback class.
Yeah, right. Dom, I got Caldwell and Williams for this round. Who else we looking at here? Give me okay, there's their big board. Scroll down a little bit.
Aeneas Peebles is a really good. He's very Kalijah Cansey-esque. I love his game. He's a pass rush specialist. Small though, 6'1", 280, but quick, fast. CJ West is another big guy. He's going to take some. If we have Jamari Caldwell up there, I wouldn't even bother.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with the defensive tackles because it splits. We did it last time. It's fine, but if we can avoid it. What are we looking at wide receiver wise right here? Where's the value?
You got Pat Bryant, who is, like I said, he's an X prototype. Did I just click off that? No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm pulling up my big board here. So I got Pat Bryant as my 17th wide receiver. I got a 4th round grade on him. So this is, kind of in that realm. He's a big frame, big catch radius guy, tough with the ball in his hand. He's a dog as a run blocker. He's just not like a speed explosive type. He's your prototypical possession type receiver.
Hey, nothing wrong with those guys.
Yeah. So this is a realm where you might want to take him. I like him better than Ricky White personally.
All right, 6'2" wide receiver going on the. All right, I'm gonna do the poll. We'll drop a 3-banger.
Yeah,
in here. 2 defense, 1 offense. Remember, we got our pass catching, tight end. He's a blocker too, but just saying so we didn't ignore the passing game.
Correct.
Jihad Campbell, linebacker, 2nd, and then we got ourselves a right tackle, and then we went safety. So it's a nice balanced draft, without intending to do so. I think we're doing a good job of looking at, the best players, in that, at that pick. So interesting. Okay, interesting. The poll is up. And like I said, we're doing shorter time limit here. So let's try to get our votes in. We got 29 votes now, and Jamari Caldwell's running away with it, everybody. So we got to get our votes in, especially if you're hoping for a wide receiver, anywhere before the end of the draft. So we're at the first of our 5ths.
And Brees puts up a question here. Can Dom explain why he doesn't like Jackson Dart? It's because of his mechanics, correct? Yes, I think that's his real Achilles heel. His real flaw is his mechanics really need to be kind of broken down. I like Jackson Dart in the sense that I think he has the capabilities and he's got a really good athletic profile. He's got a good arm. I think he's got the traits to develop into a starter in this league. This is a guy that the Jets historically will just fuck up, right? You put this guy on the Rams in 3 years, you got Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
You put this guy on the Jets in 3 years, you have Zach Wilson.
Now, hopefully that changes, right? We got our first real young offensive coordinator coming from the Ben Johnson mold and all that shit. So who knows, right? Maybe. But if you look at history, Dom's got it. Dom's nailing it.
Yeah. That's and again, I'm not scouting the helmet. I'm just speaking the truth of what we've had. Now, you hope that it breaks. And like I said, so I'm not necessarily anti-Jackson Dart. I'm all for Jackson Dart, not at 7. I'm all for Jackson Dart if you want to take a shot at him and you took a guy that is going to bridge you for a couple years. And then you had Jackson Dart to kind of develop and have him 2-3 years from now be your guy. I'm all for it.
Well, Wyatt wants to know who's the best looking. Well, Dart's in the
Dart's in the competition for right there. It sure as shit ain't Jamari Caldwell, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, and that's who we got, Dom. So I'm ending the poll. 60%. Jamari Caldwell takes it away. So
big fatty coming up.
Big fat fatty and aggressive fatty too, who knows how to shit. There was one report that I read on him. It said immeasurable space that he takes up.
Yeah.
But he also knows how to shed the block and actually make the tackle.
Well, here's the thing with him. He can, for a big guy, you think he's just a 2-gap and fatty, which he is, but he can also get at the quarterback. I don't know if he's a 3-down player all the time, but if you had to have him in there, he can still get at the quarterback. He moves really good for a big guy. His big Achilles heel is going to be his arm length. He's going to have those little short T-Rex style arms, and that just doesn't bode well. So he's got to be a step quicker. He's got to be a little bit more explosive and really beat the offensive lineman. So we're up here, Green Bean. We're at pick 157.
All right.
Okay. We got Tyler Warren, Jihad Campbell, Ozzie Trapillo, Andrew Makuba, and Jamari Caldwell. These are the times where I think you start doubling up on the defensive linemen. You start doubling up on the tight ends because those are the good guys.
Well, it's deep, so it provides you a little bit more value. But I want to point something out.
Go ahead.
This is what's interesting about when you take the non-premium positions high. Just like Dom is saying, this is where, like, look, defensive tackles, safeties, reserve developmental offensive linemen, tight ends. This is where they live, right? So you're going to find some here that could really, they could give you, some impact pretty quickly, whether it's, tight end 2 or what have you.
Correct.
But what's diminished are the premiums. So like wide receivers, something that we're looking for is kind of, it's depleted, right? Not that you can't find a gem, but this is what happens when you do, like, look, with all due respect to our picks, tight end, linebacker, safety, all up high, it makes it so this landscape is a little bit, it's different than what you're used to. When you take the premium positions up high and then you're looking at these positions later, you tend to get a little bit more bang for your buck a lot of the time. But it's an interesting exercise that we're working on here. So I'm actually really happy that this is happening this way. Okay, who do we got here?
I think we got to. I think you got to consider Terrence Ferguson.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, he's a great tight end. I think he'd complement Ty Warren very well. He's like Ty Warren light in the sense that he does everything good, just not as good at the level of Ty Warren. But he's a red zone threat. He gives you. He definitely comes in, I think, and plays over Ruckert for sure as your tight end too. And you can even put him out. In this, or you can spread Tyler Warren out, and if you want a big slot situation and take advantage of a mismatch. Olu Aladejo from UCLA, who happens to be first on the board here. Interesting one, Green Bean. Another guy who, like Abdul Carter, was an off-ball linebacker, transitioned to edge this year, and just freaking killed it. Just absolutely killed it this year. Tore up the Senior Bowl. So if you want to go edge, I think you can consider him. Dylan Fairchild, just a solid, real good interior offensive line. I actually looked
at him last week. Yeah. Just briefly. I just like highlight stuff. I was watching something on him. He was interesting. I'm okay with throwing him up there because look, we're going to need line depth. Mm-hmm. This is our second fifth. This is our second fifth, right?
Yes, and Pat Bryant is still there if you want to go the wide receiver route as well.
Yeah, and then show the wide receiver list if you wouldn't mind.
I'm on it right here.
Cadoza's requesting it, but let's put Pat Bryant up there.
So you got Pat Bryant, you got Kobe Hudson. Nick Nash is a good college receiver. I don't know how much his athleticism or speed is going to play in the NFL. Ja'Cory Brooks is an interesting one. I haven't really gotten very far into him.
Hey, have you looked at the guy Dyke from the Gators?
Dyke.
Or maybe it's pronounced DK. I never know anymore.
Oh, the receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do I have him on my board? Let's see. I got him at 21 on my board.
21st wide receiver?
Yeah.
Where do you got Pat Bryant?
17.
All right. Yeah. He's interesting to me too, Dyke. But anyway. All right, let's do the three banger. We got wide receiver, edge, and tight end. Unless you want to throw something up there, Dom.
Let's see the cornerbacks. Noel Williams is still there. I think that's we're getting to the point where it might be a little bit. I mean, he's super talented, but let's just stick with those three.
All right, here you go. The poll is up. We're doing 1:54. Why not? 1:41. There you go. Get those votes in. Get those votes in. Don't forget, guys, we're going to be comparing the 3 drafts from tonight with the same theme. You got Ryan and Tigo on Jets Talk 24/7 from 8 to 9. Dom and Ryan on Talking Jets from 9 to 10. And obviously, we're here. This is the one where you guys have a say in the whole situation here. So we like to throw these up on Twitter, and then I'll throw it up on YouTube too, so you guys can vote and see which one you guys feel like is the best. While we're doing that, Ron Weiss is checking in. Thanks, Ron. He says, hey, fellers, the best thing about this draft is watching Dom play whack-a-mole with obnoxious pop-ups. LOL, my guy is Nico Lamaliva in 2026.
Yamaleva. Yeah, he's going to be one of those guys that are talked about for that number 1 overall if he comes out. Not necessarily that he's definitely going to come out, but there's him, the North Sellers from South Carolina. Obviously, if Arch Manning decides to come out, I think there's going to be some guys that really like Drew Allar. I like Nussmeier from LSU. There's a bunch of good quarterbacks. If they all come out on paper right now, they look good, but a whole year of football has to happen. Remember, at this time last year, we were hyping up Quinn Ewers to be the top quarterback in the class, and here we are. If he's a 5th round pick, he'll get lucky.
Interesting. Oh, there it is. I'm ending the poll. Let's see. I don't know how many voted. I don't know shit. Only 39 votes in the the 5th round. We got Terrence Ferguson taking it away with 41%. So that essentially says no Conklin, no Yeboah. My dream is dead.
Terrence, but you got a really good tight end room now.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's really, I'm happy with this. The Edge came in at 33%. Pat Bryant came in at 25%. Yeah, I agree, Pat. I would like Pat Bryant too, but I'm happy with Terrence Ferguson. And then look, as we develop them and they improve, Ferguson needs to improve a little bit of his blocking, so they can help with the running game as well. They're viable pass catchers, receiving options, and if you can get them to block, now we're talking. Yeah. So I like it.
So we're here at 188, Bean, and Pat Bryant's still on the board.
All right, and then Peebles is still there too.
Peebles is still here. Danny Stutzman, if you wanted to go with another linebacker, is still here. Just throwing names out now. Holland Pierce is an interesting one, Bean. I want to talk to you about Holland Pierce.
Wait, what pick number is this again? I'm
188.
Sorry. 188.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Aeneas Peebles.
Yep. Pat Bryant.
And
then the third one, we can go a bunch of different ways. Jaw Joyner, if you want to get a defensive end, that's an option. If you want to maybe talk about the running back room, there's going to be a ton of good running backs on this board, I bet you. I can look here if that's of any interest to you.
Yeah, well, throw some comments in there. You guys want a running back? You want to add them to the mix here? Me personally, I'm not adding a running back. That's just
okay.
me.
That's fine.
But that doesn't mean I'm just one voice.
Oh.
What the frig? What happened?
I have no idea. I think you got to be kidding me. I think
what happened, man? What? Okay, wait. Let's let it.
It's all these dang pop-ups, man.
Yeah, we got to get out of this pop-up world. I think that's what happened maybe in the first one too. Look at that shit, Dom. What's going on with this fucking crazy site?
I have no idea. I don't want to X anything out of this.
Yeah, it's crazy. I haven't seen a pop-up in years.
Yeah, it's completely locked up, man. Let me try to stop sharing.
Yeah, do that. Oh no, everybody. There goes another draft, Michael.
No, it's back, baby. It's back. It's back.
Dom C did a tech workaround, everybody. He's very, very impressive.
There, we're back, baby.
All right, we saved it.
All right.
So, all right, we got Aeneas Peebles.
Yep.
And we got Pat Bryant.
And depends on what area you want to go, man.
I'd like to look at the interior offensive lineman. I'm loving interior depth. We don't know what's going to be happening with our left guard.
Well, I would recommend right here at the top, Jackson Slater, small school kid, versatile, can probably play 4 of the 5 positions. Dominant at the Senior Bowl. Really nice guy, really good head on his shoulders. That's the way I would lean here.
All right, we got an interior offensive lineman there. We got a defensive tackle. So remember, just like with tight, we doubled up on tight end, and Aeneas Peebles would be a double up on defensive tackle. We need him, so it's no problem. And Pat Bryant at wide receiver, that's not a double up because number 1, we didn't take any. Number 2, we don't have any. So that's an interesting one. I'll start the poll right now. Here we go. We're cooking with Crisco. It's crazy, dude. We almost lost our second sim.
It's crazy. I don't know which way to vote here, man. I got to be honest with you, Bean.
Yeah, you know what? I think I would know. I don't like to say my thing, but I might. I would probably go with the wide receiver here. I like a good possession receiver. I like, look, this is the kind of realm where if you can add a guy who's reliable, right? Good hands, good routes, not necessarily spectacular. Just when you need 8 yards, you throw it to him and he gets it. Like that kind of a guy, like, you know, the word possession receiver. I love those kinds of guys. I think they're important. A lot of times we shoot for the moon on every single wide receiver. Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with that, but I think there's a lot of value to just a good, reliable possession wide receiver. So that's kind of what I think I'd go.
Considering the room is bare, I can see that. I just think that the value of a guy like Peebles is, for me, too hard to pass up.
Yeah, Sodak says, hey, by the way, guys, I don't know if you caught this, but there was an $8,000 discount on that new Chevy in the pop-up. See, it's not all for nothing, everybody.
You got something here. You got a super chat, Bean, if you want to take care of this one.
David Bruce, give a shout out. Give a shout out for us Jets fans from Scotland. Absolutely, David Bruce.
Yeah.
So he's David the Bruce.
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, go shout out to the Jets fans in Scotland, courtesy of the one and only David Bruce. And thanks for being here, buddy. We're glad to have you, man. Amazing. All right, so this poll is over. Looks like we're going to get ourselves an interior offensive lineman, man. Make sure that the departure of Wes Schweitzer doesn't leave the immense vacuum hole that it leaves. You know, it's like, you know, get that guy out of here. Let's get some young blood, some young, worthy of development prospects in here.
And this is our last pick here, guys.
Last pick.
Okay. So
William Wallace.
you got Tyler Shuck in here. Realistically, I don't think he's going to be here in the 7th round. So I don't even think we should consider him.
Who'd you say? Jeremy Shockey?
Tyler Shuck, the quarterback from Louisville. He is the big polarizing quarterback that everyone's talking about.
I hear people liking him, right, man?
People are liking him. He's going to be 26.
What's his name again? What's his first name?
Tyler.
Tyler. And how do you spell? His name's weird.
It's Shough, but I would not consider him. If you want to throw him in there, that's fine. But
yeah, I'll throw him in.
I think he's going to probably be off the board here. If we're being honest, if you want to take CJ West, I'd consider him. He's another interior defensive lineman. I think it's a good time to double up.
All right.
You can go safety. There's some good safety.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. So thank you. I was going to say, let's take a look at the safeties, see who's floating around.
So Dante Trader, very fast, going to be very good in coverage. Again, I like the idea of him and Makuba are both multiple. They can both play, in the post or single high or in the box. RJ Mickens, we can go that way as well. We talked about him in Ryan's show. I think
everybody, that's Ray Mickens' son.
Yes, that's Ray Mickens' son. There is a guy, I'm going to see if he's here on the board. I don't know where they have him, or maybe they don't have him at all. There's a GreenBean type of safety on this. He's gone already. So,
if the safeties are if there's if it's not realistic.
No, I don't think there's anything realistic.
Yeah, let's look at the big board. We got a defensive tackle up there. We got a quarterback up there. We did pretty well as far as balance in this draft.
Correct. We did.
We didn't get a wide receiver. We didn't get a. Let's take a look and see who's there. Watch, Pat Bryant's still sitting there. Fucking
guy. Theo Wease is interesting. I mean, he's nothing special. Kyle Williams, I think, is phenomenal. Kyle Williams is a guy I think he's going to go before the 6th round, but he's really, really good. Green.
There's my guy Dyke in there, but we'll put Kyle Williams up there.
Yeah,
wide receiver. What's his? Give me some. I don't know anything about him.
He's got inside-outside versatility. I think he's a really good route runner. Separates very well. He's like a poor man's Garrett Wilson.
Gotcha. All right, that sounds like a good batch. Right. Quarterback, defensive tackle, wide receiver. We'll throw it up there. I'm going to do this poll for you. Hey, OG just sending some love. Look at this. He says, hey, hope you guys are having a great night. I hope you're having a great night, buddy.
You're the man, OG.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. Who else we got here? While we're doing this poll, I'll remind you again, the great offer from the one and only BetUS, everybody. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. Now, guys, we're getting to the end of this whole thing here. So it's important. If you've been pondering, now's the time to pull the trigger because it's not going to be here forever. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000, all by using the promo code YouTube150 at the one and only BetUS website. All you got to do, just Google BetUS. It's going to take you right there. They're America's favorite sports book, everybody. Take advantage of this amazing offer before it is gone. YouTube 150, and thank you to BetUS for hanging out with us on the Monday night 10 o'clock mock, everybody. All right. We got about 28 seconds. We have one vote. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
We have 30 something.
Yeah, we got about 30 something votes. So I know we got the Rodgers conversation going on in the chat, and I'm going to tell you.
We got to put that to bed, guys.
Yeah, well, you know what it is, too? We don't have a quarter. I mean, look, the Tyrod Taylor thing, I hear you. I'm comfortable. But it's just meh. You know what I mean? So I get it. You want to have some excitement. But I think, guys, we'll win some games. But this is about push and reset in a lot of ways. We just got to lock up some guys so they don't get all squirrely on us. All right, the poll is ending. Kyle Williams, wide receiver, coming aboard with our last pick. Wouldn't that be something? That'd be nice to get some production out of a 7th round pick, huh? Or a 6th round pick in this case.
Great.
Our second 6th. So that'd be real nice.
And guys, here we go.
All right. So let's go through it, Dom.
7 overall, Tyler Warren, tight end from Penn State. 42, Jihad Campbell, linebacker from Alabama. At 92, we took Ozzie Trapillo, the right tackle from Boston College. 109, Andrew Makuba, the safety from Texas. 146, we got the big fatty himself, Jamari Caldwell from Oregon. And 157, we took his Oregon teammate, Terrence Ferguson, the second tight end we drafted. 188, Jackson Slater, the interior offensive lineman from the FCS school, Sacramento State, right near Jeremy Jets Chaos Cravat. And at 209, we ended it with wide receiver Kyle Williams.
Nice. So, guys, let's get our draft grades in here. Letter grades, obviously, A to F. Minuses and pluses are encouraged, or at least welcome. While you guys are doing that, we'll check in with Sodak. Dumb question, but do we assume, or why do we assume Davante is gone? Well, because he came here essentially because the whole connection was Aaron Rodgers. And now that Aaron Rodgers is gone, you have this situation where he's $30 million a year or whatever the hell it is.
Yep.
It's not guaranteed. So you can get rid of him, but he's unlikely to take a pay cut to play with Tyrod Taylor or whoever, Jordan Travis and all that jazz. So he just says, look, I'm not taking, I'll stay if you pay me the $30 million. So you're unlikely to do that. And he's unlikely to stay otherwise. So more than likely, you're going to see him get cut. Now, if we went out there and we just said, hey, we're bringing Derek Carr in here, maybe that's enough for Davante to stay. We know they have a connection as well. Maybe not as robust as the Aaron Rodgers connection. But he went to the Raiders with Derek Carr, and they played in school. So who knows? I don't know if it's a foregone conclusion, but I would say the writing is on the wall. Dom, you have any additional reasons, thoughts about Davante Adams?
No, I listen, they took a shot, and in hindsight, you could say it was a little bit short-sighted of Woody maybe to give up the capital, but I think amidst of what was what clearly was a very quick downward spiral down the toilet, he tried to make chicken soup out of chicken shit. So you brought him in and tried to appease the masses and maybe spark something that would have helped for the season, and it didn't. And listen, he's in the twilight of his career. Say what you will, Davante Adams was still I'd say relatively effective. I'd say pretty
damn good. He was pretty good, buddy.
And he's not gonna. He came because 8 was here, and 8's not here anymore. So I don't see that. Davante all of a sudden deciding, this is the place I want to be.
I like it here enough.
I love Morristown. So
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Which, did you hear a Jets player got held up in Morristown? People are like, shit, I didn't know Morristown was like that. I'm like, dude, I used to buy Coke in the Hollow. What the fuck are you talking about? It's like, it's got its thing. Dom, don't forget to screenshot.
I already did.
All right, beautiful. Thank you. All right, let's go through some grades here.
Yeah.
Cadoza checks in with an A-, Dom. Not bad.
I like it.
Jake gave us a B-. Robbie Oaks said B+ would have liked a better wide receiver. Fair point.
Mm-hmm.
Right, fair point.
And I think before you get on to the next one, GreenBean, I think I want to circle back because you made a really, really good point. Hang on, let me close this mock simulator down because I'm tired of the pop-ups.
Yeah, I imagine you are, sir.
Yeah. But I think you made a really, really good, wise, shrewd, old man statement that you are full of, old men. When you address non-premium positions early, it thins out, especially in a draft where certain positional groups like wide receiver isn't that deep.
Yep.
Like offensive line isn't that deep. You thin out the herd a whole heck of a lot. So yeah, I like the fact that we doubled up at tight end. I think it's a smart thing to do here, but going, tight end and then linebacker and then safety with the first 3 picks, your first 3 premium picks might not be the best methodology for roster construction.
Yeah.
The mock draft make believe, so that's fine. But
yeah, I mean, look, and it depends. Well, especially when you have a team like ours right now that we happen to have holes all over the place. Now we have a good squad. We have some really nice players at sprinkled all over the place. Whether we got some defense, some offense, but we have holes.
Yeah,
and it's a draft that happens to be deep in non-premium positions. So the idea of not taking, look, there's an argument to be made that if Tet's not there, if that's your guy, it might be a better choice to get Ibuka up there. Maybe a little bit of a reach, maybe, but maybe it's a better move to do that because, instead of a Tyler Warren, because that the tight end that you can get in the second, whether, whoever it is, it's going to be likely to have starting potential for you when the receivers, once you start getting down there in this draft, maybe not so much, and so forth, whether it's defensive tackle. That's why I'm not a big fan of defensive tackle, but Mason Graham. And I'm like, I hear you truly. But again, I'm looking at the whole draft and the balance of it. And you see, which is why I like doing this with the themes so much. And you have to be kind of penned into this theme. So it forces us as fans to look at it through a certain lens and go, that's interesting. We took a linebacker and a tight end. And it's like now when you're looking for the other positions, they're toast. And you look at the tight end, the ones you took already, and they're still pretty deep. You're like, oh, okay. I could have maybe gotten some more bang out of this.
That's right.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up because I think it's important, So Robbie Oak gives us a B+. Again, would have liked a better wide receiver. Franklin Fung with the B-. E-Boogie with a B-. Jason Zayas with a B, straight up B. Brees Lightning's just tired of some Jets fans whining. And I agree. Let's see what else we got here. Bradigan checking in. What's up, Chris? Between the two tonight, between the 2 drafts we had, solid B. Don't forget the first draft we had was slightly different. We had Tet McMillan and Malachi Starks for the first 2 picks, which is, we're similar but a little different. David Bruce reminding everybody to hit the thumbs up to give the great King GreenBean. Oh wow, I haven't been called King GreenBean yet. I like that, David Bruce. I'm gonna try that on. Let's see what else we got here. Michael Lamontagne checking in, B-. Let's see. Harley gives us a B. Solid physical draft class. Some premium positions still need addressing, but there's also free agency. Don't forget about that.
Right. Fair point, Harley.
And who knows? Maybe that's exactly what we're going to do, right?
Yeah.
Mitt Flair checking in with a solid B. Donnie 43 cent with a B+, Dom. We're doing all right here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Brees Lightning gives us a B+. Tigo checking in says F, not as good as my draft. That's great. Good timing, Tigo. Isaac with the B+. Who else we got here?
You got Braden.
Where did I miss him?
Down in New Zealand. No, he's towards the bottom. I'll pop him up here. Bada boom.
With a B. All right.
Braden. And we got a linebacker. I'm surprised he didn't get
That's right. In the second for you, Braden.
That's right.
That's right, man. E-Boogie checking in. Why didn't you guys use PFF sim? No. Well, we're going through different sims. Tonight we were all in agreement to try Draft Buzz, but it's just, clearly wonky, because even in Dom and Ryan's show, they had different reasons for it to be shitty. So Draft Buzz is out. So that's why, bud. We're trying different things.
Yeah, E-Boogie, let me just kind of walk with that a little bit. You got to remember also, if we just did PFF all the time, We know exactly where the guys are going to get picked and so on and so forth. So you got to switch it up every so often, I think.
Right. I'm looking forward to post-combine. There's a shuffling of the ratings that happens, and I'm really looking forward to that too. David Bruce says B+. What else we got here? Any more grades? I think they're done. James Eubanks says a B.
Dunker Salute.
Yeah, James says B of baby.
Dunker Salute. And then you got Gigolo over here. Says any draft without a Mason Graham is a C-. Well, you'll like mine and Ryan's draft because we took Mason Graham.
Really? That's a Juggalo? That's what it's all about, one guy? I don't like that. You got to have contingency, my friend. You know, like, what if he's taken at 6? Like, then it's like, my draft sucks before you even pick. Don't lock yourself in like that, Juggalo. All right. Infrared says B. Now, Dom, what's really most important, I'd like to hear your grade. Not as most important, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm the most important.
I was really saying more important than me.
Any draft that we're coming away with Jihad Campbell is not going to get anything less than a B or a B+. I think very highly of the player. So I like that. Don't know how sold I am on Tyler Warren at 7, but considering what we were dealing with, I was fine with it. So I'd probably say a B to a B-.
B-, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, look, I would have much preferred Tet McMillan at 7, and we had him, but I do love Tyler Warren, so I'm happy with that pick. I love Jihad Campbell. He's my LB1 in this class. So we got him at pick 42. I'm very happy with that. And I'm a believer that sadly Sherwood's gone. And look, Quincy, this is his last year too. So we could really be in a lurch. So I like it. Trapillo in the 3rd.
Love him.
Slam dunk, right tackle. He's a right tackle too, which is
correct.
Nice. So I'm really happy with that. Getting 2 tight ends, Ferguson, I'm happy with that. We got Mabuka, which is a safety that I like. So it didn't, but it's like I think I'm getting my 3s, and so I'm gonna say C+ for this draft. It's right between that B- C+ range. I like it a lot, but I'm like right on, you know what I mean? Like,
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Take Tyler Warren out of it and put Tet McMillan with the rest of our draft. What is it?
Oh, it's that solid B, maybe even a B+. I think it's that big of a difference for me.
Yeah, I'd say so too. I'd say so too.
Yeah. And I like Tyler Warren, and I think he's going to be an impact in the passing game, and he obviously can add protection and or running lanes and all that jazz. So I definitely don't think I'm definitely not saying it's bad. I like the pick. I like the player. Again, I think it left us with a vacuum at wide receiver. Now we got one in the 7th that I think could be a player, potentially.
Kyle Williams. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. It's but again, it's like that one pick would push me over into B land for sure. And maybe even up to like B+.
Yep.
So, so there we go, guys. We hey, Mess, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. I know, Jake, and that's the thing, dude. We had him. We had him and Starks.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I'm not unhappy with pivoting from Starks to Campbell, though.
No. Hey, listen, gun to my head, I'm taking Campbell 10 out of 10 times over Starks.
Yeah, I hear you. I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, look, we're a little bit early, but there's nothing wrong with that. Fuck, man. I've been working since 7. So, shit. I didn't even get a nap in today, buddy. I ran group a couple hours ago.
Wow.
I was running group. Shit. So, anyway, I'll remind you about the great offer from BetUS, man. I'm going to miss their sponsorship when it's all said and done. They've been a great sponsor, great partner to have with the channel. So, guys, Take advantage of the offer if you've been thinking about it. America's favorite sports book. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. All you got to do is use the promo code YouTube150. Boom, bang, boom. It's in. You can bet on all the darts and bowling matches that you want. Whatever your heart desires, it's on there, from politics to swimming, and obviously football, Major League Baseball, and NBA. And I thank BetUS, America's favorite sports book, for hanging out with us tonight. With that all said, Dom, why don't you tell them what you got coming up, my friend?
Oh man, I got a bunch of things in the hopper and a lot of spots on a lot of different shows. But most importantly, make sure you tune in to GreenBean Jetsfan channel on Thursday for the Thursday Thick of It. I got, and I'm gonna hang on after we close here, GreenBean, because I want to talk to you about Thursday as well. I got something in the works.
Nice. Well, and I mean, this week I have a sneaking suspicion Gunny fixed his wire issue, and we'll see him this week.
Maybe.
Last week we had a little issue with our buddy Gunny.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So guys, listen. Don't forget to like the video before you leave. Give me those milk donuts and like the channel or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I put Dom C's both his YouTube channel, Project Prospect with Dom C, and also his Twitter links. They're both in the top of the description. Show Dom some love, and not just because he deserves it and you love him, but because it's fantastic informational content that, quite frankly, is way up there with the best of them. So with that all said, everybody, I want to thank you for hanging out with us, and we will see you I'll see you tomorrow on Talking Jets with Tigo, but like Dom said, we'll also see you right here on Thursday for the Thursday Thick of It, 8 p.m. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you then. Wrong thing. Here we go. Where the hell did it go? That's the wrong one. There it is. Here we go. See you later.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Johnny Lamb Jones.
As a season ticket holder of the Jets, I'm going to fool
Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Obviously, the Jets know something that, the people up there don't.
Fullback, Roger Vick, Jeff Lageman.
Jets just don't understand the dress all about.
Blair Thomas, running back, Penn State. Johnny Mitchell. The New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady. Vernon Ghost.
Cleveland traded the 5th pick to the New York Jets. And with the 5th pick, the 2009 NFL Draft, New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
D.
Milner.
Dino Smith. Jets select quarterback Christian Hackenberg.
Sam Darnold.
The New York Jets